Hey everyone, it's day 28. I meant to do a video at day 21, so like 3 weeks, and then I was working and then the week got away from me and it just didn't happen. So I thought, fuck it, we can wait till 4 weeks. So yeah, today was 4 weeks since I got circumcised. Updates would be that I can finally masturbate and come, and it was the biggest relief of my life the first time it happened. Managed to catch myself with a bit of a semi and just rushed it out, and it was such a relief. That was the Saturday after my last video, so that would be like day 18 or 19 that happened, and it was pretty fantastic. In terms of how it looks now, really the only thing that's like abnormal looking about it or whatever is just the swelling of my inner skin. It doesn't hurt to get erections. I've almost gotten my full erection length back, so that's exciting. And I can't, like even with lube, I can't like glide up and down my whole shaft. That still hurts a bit on my inner skin and my scar line. But I'm sure that's just because of the swelling, and when that's completely gone down, it will be fine. Haven't noticed any like extreme changes in sensation or sensitivity or anything like that. Or even in terms of drying out. I think because I used to keep my foreskin retracted anyway, my glands are sort of used to rubbing against underwear and clothing and things like that. I think I might have mentioned in my previous videos that it was like my glands were peeling, like little white pieces of glands, I guess, were coming off, but that happened a lot between like day 5 and day 14 or 15, and that hasn't really happened since. So that's completely fine. I have noticed that I keep going to do things that I used to be able to do with the foreskin that I can't really do anymore. And a lot of it is just when I think back to why I used to do those things. A lot of it is just my foreskin would roll forward, and so it would be a thing I do. Like if I noticed my foreskin rolled forward when I was in bed, I could sort of grind the bed quickly in a certain way to peel my foreskin back, and I can't do that anymore because I don't have a foreskin. Yeah, so that's something. At the moment where I've been jerking off and masturbating, it's been either very like shaft orientated, or if I have some lube, just like rubbing the head, which does feel really good. Which I feel like that's not a cut person thing. That's just rubbing the head with lube feels good on anyone. That's sort of as far as I've taken it with sexual activity and things like that. Told a couple more people just because of like varying circumstances, and mostly gotten like really good reception. A lot of people are like, if that's something you want to do, that's fantastic, that's great. Because life has sort of kicked over, I guess, and it's starting up again. Just like my dad's had some medical things going on, and I've been trying to work a lot because I wasn't working a lot, and like life is just happening, and because it's not causing me pain or discomfort or anything like that, I'm not as sexually pent up anymore. It's also something that I forget about, that I've been circumcised. Like I don't forget in terms like that. I look down and I'm like, holy shit, like what the fuck? It's just not something that's on the front of my mind. Having said that, when I do like go to the toilet and pee or wherever, I do get a bit of a smile on my face being like, yeah, that's the thing that's happened. Something that has also happened, and I think it's sort of the grass is always greener situation, is I've just noticed on Twitter and Tumblr and wherever you get your porn, I've been noticing a lot of like uncut guys or intact penises, and whether it's the person they're attached to or whatever it might be, I've just been like, oh, that does look like a nice dick. And it's not that I regret getting circumcised, it's just a thing of like, oh, I don't have that anymore. But then having said that, when I was uncut, I feel like all I ever saw were circumcised penises and guys attached to circumcised penises. So it's just a weird, I don't know, it's just this weird thing I've been noticing. which I'm sure that will sort of disappear or go away or solve itself. I don't really know what will happen with it. It's not regret. It's just like oh, I used to have that and I don't anymore. Like it's sort of hard to explain, I guess. Yeah, I don't. It's sort of hard to comment because realistically, all things that I was talking about on these videos, they've either gone away or they're not happening anymore, and nothing has really come in to replace it. Like I said, I've just been busy with life, so it's not at the forefront of my brain anymore. And I've even had guys messaging me being like, how's healing, or how's this, or how's that, or whatever. And I just like, I forget, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, it's going fine. There's nothing new to really report. I think I think I've started hitting the point that a lot of guys talk about where it's like, it's the slow healing, it's the slow recovery. And I think looking at from day to day, I won't see any major changes, but maybe from like week to week or month to month, I will. Something that I have noticed is, and if anyone can help me with this, like, please comment below. I apologize that my WhatsApp is going for my laptop for that annoying sound. Oh my God, stop that. Alright, that should stop that. Is like the track marks of stitching around a lot of the scars, like on the scar singular, it's one that goes all the way around. It's like it's a piece that's like, the stitches also come out of my skin, and it's like this bit here just hasn't like reattached, and so there's like a little skin tag or bump, but it's not, it almost looks a little bit like a pimple in some way, like just a really small pimple, and I can't really grab at it, and I don't really know how to smooth it down or whatever. I'm sort of hoping that as the inner skin swelling goes down and my scarline sort of stretches a little bit, that it won't be as obvious or as noticeable or whatever. I know a lot of guys talk about, that they don't want suture lines and things like that. One of the other options is the Pollock technique, which uses glue. Anyone who's done sort of their research on this would know that the Pollock technique was made by a Canadian doctor and is practiced around the world in clinics called gentle procedures, which there is one in Sydney. But I went and asked about it in late 2017. And in my experience, the doctor was just very condescending and a bit rude, and he made me feel very insecure and bad about myself for wanting to get circumcised. And so I didn't end up going with him. Because honestly, if he didn't, then like I would have been circumcised 3 years ago. The way that came about was I'd been thinking about for like a year at that point, I guess. And I went on a 3-month trip to Africa, and I was like, look, I'll be in Africa. I won't even think about it. It won't even be a thing that crosses my mind. And I'll sort of shake off this weird thought fascination thing that I have with circumcision and getting cut. And that will sort of be the end of it. And then not the opposite happened, but I didn't stop thinking about it as much as I thought I would. And then as you get into the more developed nations like Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa, as opposed to places like Kenya, Uganda, Malawi, as I go into those more developed countries, there are signs everywhere for circumcision. And it's like over there, it's a public health campaign to get men circumcised, more to stop the spread of HIV, because there have been a lot of studies that show that it stops the spread of HIV by approximately 60%, which I'm sure if you're watching this, you might have already done that research. Yeah, and then I came back and I was like, well, look, might as well get it done. It was a lot cheaper to get it done there than what I ended up paying for it with my doctor. But like I said, he made me feel so uncomfortable and so stupid that I just didn't worry about it. So the original point of that story was that that's how I've ended up with stitches instead of something like glue. Yeah, but the rest of my scarline looks perfect. I don't have any other major like bumps or lumps or anything like that. I think when it's done healing, or when the swelling goes down, I'll just have a very nice clear two-tone, which like I think it looks hot. That's part of my attraction. That's part of why I got it done. And yeah. Something I did want to say is, so the comment sections of my videos, I appreciate all the support that I've been getting, which has been really cool. It's sort of nice every day or couple of days to go onto YouTube and see someone else that said congratulations, or they've been through it, or they're thinking about it, or whatever. But to all the people who are watching it and adding your dumbass comments, they don't serve a purpose here. Don't do it. And I've commented back on a couple of them. There was one who was just the best penis is an intact one. All right, well, if you're watching my video that's day 14 post-circumcision, clearly I can't do much about that now. So, what the fuck what is the purpose of your comment? Yeah, just, don't waste your time. Don't spread that crap on here, because it's just not needed. And if you are watching my videos, why the hell are you watching my videos to begin with if you're so against it? I know that I shouldn't even be mentioning it or paying attention to it. I shouldn't be responding to comments. If it annoys me that much, I should just be deleting them. Any media training from any celebrity would tell me that. But yeah, it's just dumb. I've started applying the vitamin E cream daily, just because now that we're out of that infection stage and the scar is definitely formed, and I'm no risk of busting sutures or opening up wounds or anything like that. Yeah, so using vitamin E to hopefully make my scar look nicer as it keeps healing. And that's sort of it. Yeah, I'm not going to try and have sex for at least another 2 weeks, I think. Just to make sure. I'd rather have a pleasant first sexual experience with someone else than sort of an abridged, weird one. And yeah, that's sort of where it is at the moment. If you have any questions or anything like that, please pop them below, and I'll see if I can help you guys with it. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add. All right. Well, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Keep on keeping on, and I hope that everyone is keeping safe during all this corona crap. All right. Bye, guys.